Start by, crediting Illinois State. I think, there wasn't anything good I saw from my team tonight in terms of things I admire, respect, in terms of competitiveness and effort and toughness. But I did see all that with Illinois State. I thought those guys really competed well. They made all the hustle plays, the loose ball plays. They got all the ball in the air, ball on the floor, all the big muscle stats. They dominated us. Their competitive will was much higher. Did a better job coaching, playing, just across the board. We weren't close to good enough. But I don't want to at all discredit them because they were fantastic and deserved to win. Absolutely deserved to win. They were the better team, played better, coached better. Every aspect. They thoroughly dominated the game, and the outcome was what it was. I told the guys in there we've been playing with fire. We haven't been practicing great. I think it's hard for teams when you're winning masks things that maybe slippage. Winning can mask slippage, and I think. You're on a 9-game winning streak. You're getting ranked, and you're getting all this publicity, and then that slippage because if you're locking in the results, that slippage can go unnoticed, and then that slippage leads to nights like tonight where you get punched in the mouth and you get beat by a team that's hungrier and tougher, and that's playing at a much higher level. So credit to them, and we've got to get back to work, start practicing better, start playing better, and people will fixate on the shooting, and obviously it's great to make shots, but kind of like winning mass deficiencies, shooting can mask deficiencies, and certainly if we shot the ball better, we might have won the game. But the hustle stats, all the ball in the air, ball on the floor, all that, that's where we lost the game.
Questions, one at a time, please.
The guys said what you did. This has been a struggle for a few games now. You talked about get back to work. Do you see areas in particular that you have to clean up right now to get back to where you guys were?
Well, I think it's across the board. Everything, we've fought through a lot of stuff here. This string of games, I didn't think we played particularly well at Missouri State. I didn't think we played particularly well at Belmont, but we fought well. We struggled to make shots. We struggled to make shots the last 5 games. We couldn't make anything against Drake, but our compete level was high. When you're not making shots, you got to win games on defense and effort and toughness and competitiveness and energy. And when you don't have any of those things, and you're missing shots, that's how you get your butt beat, so I don't know that there's any real, schematic thing that we have to do. It's really more of, championship teams have championship habits. You build championship habits by how you practice, and then usually how you practice, how you prepare is how you play. And our preparation hasn't been as good the preceding few weeks, and I think a lot of that has to do with they got multiple things going at once. We're winning games, so you win 9 in a row, and everybody goes, that's fine. And because our starters are logging so many minutes, I'm trying to help them in terms of practice time and moderate that a little bit. And so we're practicing less. At least the starters are. The bench guys aren't, but the starters are practicing less than everybody else because people get concerned with, well, they're playing so many minutes, but it's really how do you modify practice? The games aren't the hardest part. It's making sure the wear and tear on their legs in practice. So find the balance of keeping guys conditioned, building championship habits, not practicing as much. But we played like an entitled soft team today, and entitled soft teams get beat, and we got thoroughly manhandled.
19 for 77 threes the last 2 games. I know you say don't look at that, but do you feel you're shooting too many threes with the way you're struggling? I know you said they were good shots. Would you like to maybe see less threes right now with the way it's going? No,
I think you can't. I think the game tells you what to do. I don't think you go into a game trying to shoot X amount of threes or not threes, or the defense basically is going to guard you a certain way. The key to offense is to attack the paint create rotations and then make right decisions, and sometimes the right decision, is a layup. Sometimes the right decision is a three. There's a handful of threes I probably want back. I mean, off the top of my head, obviously the one that got blocked was a big play where it turned into 2 free throws on the other end. But, there was a handful, where I'd say, man, I think we could have gotten better. Or, we talk a lot about hunting great. And I don't know that we hunted great, but I thought in the second half we did a really good job. I thought, Julian's rim pressure did a great job of getting off the ball. He found, Swope for a couple feet set wide open ones. Ryan got a couple feet set. Robbie got a couple of feet set. Those are really good shooters shooting feet set wide open threes. It's a game of make or misses, but if you look back, as I think we started off 0 for 16 or 17, and we led in the second half with 9 minutes to go. And Swope had 2 great looks, in that stretch to put it to 4 or 7. We missed both, and they come down, and, it's a cross match. Kinzinger gets switched on a Robbie. Robbie bangs a 3, we go down, and then, we mess up. We're supposed to blitz the post a certain way. One guy didn't know what we were blitzing, so we ran the incorrect trap, and they skip it opposite, and Kazubuke makes a 3, and and they make both of theirs, so we get 2 wide open ones. The lead goes from 1 to 5, where it could have been 7 for us, and the game changes. But it kind of goes back to the karma of things. I think the basketball gods, they reward teams that are playing really hard, competing really hard. Shots go in. So the answer to the question, I don't ever worry about how many threes we take. I worry about are we getting the quality ones we want, and are we playing, paint to grade? And tonight I think we had 32 paint points. They were playing us a zone. They were playing kind of a matchup zone. Could we have attacked it better? And like I said, we got to be cleaner what we're doing. But the shots, for the most part, that Isaiah took, that Ryan took, that Robbie took, with a few exceptions, were pretty good ones. But again, there's 6 or 7. We got to get back, and we got to clean up those possessions, and be better there. But we work on that.
Josh, defensively, from your point of view, Illinois State put a lot of pressure on the rim right from the beginning. That, in talking to them, was by design. How do you feel like you responded to that defensively? What was maybe different from the way other teams have tried to attack?
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't think, there was multiple things going on. I think, our pick and roll coverage is really poor. Kinzinger is a good player. I think he averages 5 points a game. He had 31, and a lot of that is credit to him. And, but, our inability to be physical and tough in the ball screens, analytically, you're going to live with mid-range pull-up jumpers if the caveat is if they're rear view contested, right? I mean, there was nobody within 20 feet of him because we were getting blown up off the ball. We got rejected off ball screens. Banks got downhill. Our on-ball defense and ball screen defense was horrendous. And it didn't matter. That was Julian, that was Swope, that was Ryan, that was Jake. It didn't matter who we had out there, Jabo. We didn't do a very good job of keeping the basketball in front of us. Our ball screen defense was, we got rejected. And then when they did miss, Miles Foster felt like got every big rebound, just would pin Robbie down there and go make a play and get it back, and made, big play to big play. I thought we got dominated inside. I thought we couldn't guard the ball, and I thought our ball screen defense was poor. So, that's, and I know we fouled at the end, so the numbers inflated, but, they averaged 63 points a game in the league. They scored 80. And I told the team there, with all the offensive stuff, there's threes, missing shots, 67 probably should be enough if we're guarding, right? I mean, 67 based on what they normally score should be enough if we're defending. But you can't go 8 for 38 from 3 and get dominated in the, 50-50 balls, offensive rebounding, loose balls, can't guard your ball, can't guard your man, point of attack defense. Like, you can't have all those things happening at once, and that's where it unraveled for us. Just, we had to be better defensively because our offense, missing shots, put a lot of pressure on it. But that's how that's part of being a good team, is you figure out a way to win. We can't score. We gotta not let them score. And 9 minutes to go, we went up 1. I really felt like we were in position to win the game. I felt like, crowd was alive. Felt like we had some juice, and then, like I said, those 4 plays in a row happened. Next thing you know, we're down, we're down 5, and, body language wasn't great there either. We got to be tougher mentally to overcome, it's frustrating to miss shots you normally make. It's frustrating to get good looks and them not go in. You got to make the next right play. I mean, that's a part of this deal. Like, you got to be able to make the next right play, make or miss. You got to get on and get to the next play and make the next right play.
Josh, you guys, like you said, came in on a 9-game winning streak. You're first in the Valley coming into the game by at least 2 games, and you face a team in Illinois State that's 5-9, right? And you guys are unbeaten at home. You know, I could keep going on and on. There's the polls. You know, there's a lot coming in, a lot of momentum for you guys. But a game like this, it looked like, you know, you guys come out, fall behind by 14. It looked like a little bit of a, you know, surprise from them almost with how they kind of came out. But what can you tell me about in the locker room after the game, your guys, and how you feel like they kind of take something like this? And is this kind of like almost like a wake-up call for them or something that they're going to feel after that loss?
You know, I mean, you know, and I get all that stuff. Like, you know, the rankings and the attention is great. Like, basketball is played on the wood between 4 lines. Like, there's nothing, when the ball goes up, all that stuff fades to the background. Like, no one cares what you're ranked or what social media says or what this guy or that guy does. It's who plays better in between the 4 lines for that 40 minutes. There's no other. All the rest is, you know, BS. In the locker room, we'll see. Like I would tell them, you know, don't tell me, show me. We'll see how they respond. Like, you know, that's the key in this whole deal, is you can't ride the roller coaster. You've got to be able to stay level-headed. Losing sucks. Losing like we did sucks even more, because if you want to lose, you want to lose because you didn't play well, you missed shots. We didn't lose because we missed shots. That was a part of it. We lost because we got out-toughed, out-worked, out-coached, out-everythinged. We didn't lose because we went 8 for 38 from 3. You know, I don't know until we get on the practice floor on Thursday, you know, how they'll take it. I mean, you know, people tend to want to respond to failure, so that's a positive thing. Like, we got our butts beat at Drake, and we came back at our best practices of the year, going to Belmont, and beat Belmont here by 30. Do I hope that's our response? Yeah, but we gotta, you know, we're gonna have to be much better to even be competitive on Saturday. You know, we're going to a place where you know, is as hard a place to play in the league, in the Banterra Center, against a team we beat by, you know, 29 here. That's a really good basketball team with one of the best players. I mean, if I told them if we weren't able to hold Kinzinger below 50, you know, Xavier Johnson's a whole different animal on Saturday. I don't know what the Missouri Valley scoring record is, but, you know, if we guard like we did tonight, he might have 100. So we're going to have to be much better, you know, on Saturday night, and we'll have to practice with a much better purpose and focus Thursday, Friday in order to play better on Saturday.
Any other questions?
Coach, do you have an update on Ken?
Not officially yet. I mean, he was ruled out, so I mean, obviously the concern would be a concussion. You know, he I mean, you know, incidentally, you know, accidentally stepped on his head, is what they said. I couldn't really see it because there's bodies blocking me, but when he went down, I think the guy stepped on his head, and that was, you know. So I haven't talked to the trainers yet, so I won't know. But I know he went back for eval, and they ruled him out for tonight. So we'll have hopefully more information tomorrow on where that is.
Behind you, go ahead.
Coach, ISU showed a matchup zone defense they hadn't run yet this year. How did that affect the offense that you were running tonight?
You know, I mean, we kind of, you know, they ran some 2-3, and then the first pass went like to like a switching man. It's like a matchup zone. I don't know that, you know, I mean, obviously, probably was something different than what we'd seen. I didn't feel like that we were, you know, bogged down against it, I guess. You know, I felt like I thought in the first half, I thought we did a poor job of getting off the ball. I thought we drew crowds and played in them versus getting off the ball and generating shots. So the second half, we actually, you know, ran pretty good offense, got the ball where we wanted to, generated wide open threes, got the ball to the rim, got fat, you know, I mean, but, you know, I thought their game plan, I mean, people are going to do different stuff. I think that's a, you know, part of this deal when you're good offensively, is people are going to do things they don't do. Missouri State hasn't played a 3-2 zone all year. You know, they played it for 40 minutes and a 1-3-1, and, you know, they played a, you know, 2-3 into a matchup on the first pass. I didn't, you know, we just, you know, it's kind of like Saturday, like everything looks better when you make shots. And a little bit of it for us is, it's, guys are shooting heavy right now because I think it's on there. Obviously it becomes a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy when you start off 0 for 17. And, it wasn't that long ago, maybe a week ago, we were the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country. We're shooting 42% from three as a team. But, what was isn't always what is. But I thought they did a great job game planning. Their guys were ready to play. They played exceptionally hard. They executed well on both ends. And like I said, they completely outclassed us, both playing wise, competitively and coaching wise. They were far better than we were tonight. And so we tip our hats to them, but we got to get back to work, and we will first thing on Thursday.